Okay, here we go. This is Will and Bella. It is March. It's somewhere around March 23rd, I believe. And Bella and I are sitting in our library. Pepper's here. She just had ACL surgery about 4 or 5 days ago. She's recovering very well. And Bella and I are kind of tired. We're both a little worn out. We were talking about how I'm always doing things and not paying any attention to Bella and leaving her to suffer on her own. And I'm saying, well, I'm not sure what I'm saying.
Well, one of the problems is that I have a dog that I love so very much, but she got hurt and she was in the hospital. Therefore, I didn't have anybody to hover over. And
Right.
that was a bit of a problem because I need to be able to nurture something.
Right. So you were feeling a little bit at loose ends because, well, also because you're so concerned about Pepper. You didn't want to go swimming. You weren't, you didn't really want to do anything but take care of Pepper. And I think maybe you're feeling a bit bored and like.
Well, when she wasn't here, I was a little bit bored and I was very worried. She's extremely important to me, and I not just for selfish reasons that I wanted her to get better, but I didn't like the idea of her being in pain, and she doesn't show pain, so it's hard for me to figure out, exactly what's going on with her. She's a very stoic dog. She never makes a complaint about anything. And it was really hard for me because she had to go into the animal hospital, which was an amazingly terrific experience for her and for me because they're just so good about what they do. So I felt very comfortable with that, but I still missed her an awful lot. And she's home now, but she's limited to do she can't do certain things.
And the whole thing kind of put you into somewhat of a tailspin, the whole Pepper hurting her leg experience.
Very much so, because she and I are like the best of friends. I love her so very much, and she loves me. And our daily routine is I drive her all through the mountains so she can bark and howl and, feed her little treats, and sometimes we even stop and get ice cream. I mean, she's like my best friend. And then when she got hurt in the ice and snow, it just changed everything. And she had to go in and get the surgery done on her leg, and they were wonderful. They were so great about it, and she is fine and extremely, competent after having the surgery. The problem is that she can't get upstairs right yet, and that's where the bed is, and Pepper sleeps with me every night, and it's been really hard not having her in bed with me. I've tried to figure out all sorts of ways to get her upstairs without her getting hurt, and there's no possible way to do it.
Yeah. So your routine's been really completely upended.
Well,
and now it's like, it's been hard for you.
It's been really hard, especially when I go upstairs at night to go to bed. She sits at the bottom of the stairs whining for me, and it breaks my heart.
But that's hard.
It's very hard, but I know that soon she'll be able to come upstairs and get into bed with me again, and I'm looking very much forward to that.
Yeah. So there's that. And then, so you think because of the issue with Pepper, you're feeling a bit more like you want me to, provide a little more companionship?
Well,
which I'm not doing.
That would be nice. I mean, I love the time with my dog and my bunny. and they're very important to me, but I need to be important to someone too, and that just doesn't seem to be happening.
Well, it's it's difficult because I go away every day to work and I'm gone all day, and then 3 times a week I like to go to the Y after work, and so I'm not home till 6:30 or 7 on those days, and you're here by yourself. And if you're not swimming because you haven't been swimming because you've been concerned about Pepper's leg, and then you can't do your drives and everything, you sort of have long stretches of time where you're by yourself.
And I can't walk her. I mean, she hasn't been cleared for going for walks, but we would walk all the time, her and I would drive her, and I spend a lot of time with her because I just love her so much. She's not just a dog.
Right.
She's like a human companion animal.
So do you think I've been insufficiently attentive?
You've never been very attentive, unless I have like a super high fever or something like that, or I can't cook and you then are having to fend for yourself, and then you like pay attention to getting me better so you can eat again.
I see. So, yeah.
That's the truth. Come on.
What's the truth?
The cooking, the food aspect of it for you.
That I like your cooking a lot?
That you like to eat.
That's the truth. I do like to eat.
And I like to cook. So it's a pretty good situation, but sometimes I have to step away from that diet.
No, you don't.
I do, because I have a baby that needs her mommy. And I love my dog. I don't know how I can impress upon you how much I love my dog. Right. I love my bunny too, but Pepper and I have been together for a really long time, and she and I have a way we communicate with each other. She's very in tune with my behavior, and I'm very in tune with hers. And she's, when I'm sitting down or something, she'll come and sit right on me. It's like we're very, very, she's like a human baby to me.
Right. If we didn't have Pepper, we'd probably have, a lot more tension in this situation. Because I'd still be wanting, obviously I'd still have to go to work. I'd still be wanting to do things like go to the Y, and on the weekends do things like I was doing today, painting the hallway, and, you'd be like, why are you always ignoring me?
Well, I would like to know the answer to that. Why are you always ignoring me?
I'm not ignoring you.
But I do prefer spending time with Pepper than just about anybody. But I can't take her for her rides, which she and I love to do together. I can't even take her for a walk because she's recovering, which I wouldn't if I thought it would hurt her in any way. I walk her on the lawn, which is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm following all the rules. But I know that, she's an older dog, and time is limited for us. So, having her sort of out of commission, just makes it harder for both of us.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that. Time is limited for us. So you've accepted that?
Well, I mean, time is limited for Pepper and I.
I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course, that at some point, I mean, you know how I am when a pet disappears. It's very hard on me. We had a dog, Ruby. We had her for a really long time. She's really smart and way more mature than any of the humans in her life were. And she just decided one day to leave and go off and die on her own, and I've never quite gotten over that. And I certainly wouldn't ever want that to happen with Pepper. So I'm really, I get nervous about stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was a hard time. That was a very hard time when we lost Ruby.
That was hard. Yeah.
I searched for her for days and days in the rain, hoping to find her, but I never did.
Yeah.
But we have Pepper, and she's not exactly like Ruby, but she came from the same shelter that Ruby came from, and they're both black, which is my preferred color for a dog. I love black dogs. And Pepper's a little bit bigger than Ruby was, but Pepper has a really great sense of humor. I wouldn't think that a dog would, but she really does. When we have a house in Lake Placid, and we were working on it a lot one summer, and she stayed home and in the yard with someone stayed with her. I can't remember who. But when we got back from being away for the weekend, I was so happy to see her. I went running into the fence and running up to her, and as I got closer and closer to her, I realized she wasn't moving, and I was like totally terrified. And I started walking up slower and slower to her, and I started crying, and I'm like, oh my God, Pepper, Pepper. I thought she was like dead on the lounge chair, and just when I got right up to her, she jumped up and licked me. I mean, what kind of a dog is that? That is like the best dog ever. Do you remember that?
No. I remember you telling me about it. I didn't witness it.
Oh my God, it was so freaking adorable. But I'm like, Pepper, Pepper. I was like really traumatized. And then she jumped up. It was so freaking adorable.
Yeah.
She has such a good sense of humor.
Yeah. So, Pepper's been a real companion for you during this difficult time, during the, dealing with the disease.
Yes, she's everything to me. I really love animals for one thing, but I especially love my dog, Pepper. She's a very sensitive, kind, and funny dog, and she loves her family.
Yeah. Pepper just sighed. It's kind of a burden for her.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's my baby.
So what about the situation between you and I?
Well, you're a guy. I'm not saying all guys are like that, but you're not like emotionally in touch with your feelings when it comes to me.
I think I am.
Well, you don't seem to pay very much attention to me. It's like, I don't know, the cleaning lady. I'm like the cleaning lady and the cook. Pretty much. That's my job.
You do clean and cook while you're at home during the day. That's true. That's.
And I was able to drive the dog all over the mountains, which she loved, but I can't do that because she's not up for it until she gets her staples out and everything. Then we can go back to the dynamic duo, her and I.
So, what do you think we should do? I mean, if this isn't good, if this is a problem, what do you think we should do about it?
What do you mean, a problem?
Well, the problem of, me not paying enough attention to you.
Oh, well.
Like, should we go out sometimes?
Well, it would be nice if, what I like is like when you talk to me. You don't talk to me like you were just on the phone with your brother for like an hour. And then you get calls all the time from other people, which I won't name, and you'll talk to them forever. But you never sit and talk to me like that. You just, it's like, what's for dinner? I'm going to the dump. You give me these little, like, sentences, and, you don't sit down and talk to me about things that, are meaningful. You don't. You just... Today it's the weekend, and you ignored me all day long because you were painting the hallway, which, really wasn't the most important thing to do. Look at Pepper's looking at you like, what the hell's the matter with you? Did you just see that look?
No.
Like she was giving you the look like, Dad, what's the matter with you?
All right.
Girl. But you find things to do that aren't, it's not like you needed to paint the hallway. It's like you found paint and you decided to paint the hallway. It's not like it was something you planned to do. It's like, oh, okay, that's what I'll do today. I'll paint the hallway. It's not like it's something you thought about. It was like something to do. Not like, why don't you take your wife out to lunch? Or why don't you,
Well, the thing is, you wouldn't go. You wouldn't leave.
Well, that's because Pepper's not well yet.
I know, but that's partly what you're saying is...
Pepper, what's the matter, baby? What's the matter?
Legitimate, and partly it's not, because the truth is you're not willing to go anywhere when Pep's not feeling well.
Of course not. I would never leave my baby when she's not well. See, she's Mama's girl. I love my animals. I prefer animals to humans in most cases. Do you have to go potty? Do you have to go potty?
All right, I think we're going to have to pause.